Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, today is another day, and I would love to share with you a very effective way of self-motivation. And to me, I call this strategy an A to Z strategy of self-motivation. As you may all know, sometimes all of us feel low. Sometimes all of us feel tired. Sometimes all of us feel like giving up. Sometimes all of us find things hard. Therefore, you need to have a way or a strategy, or you need to find a compelling way of making yourself keep up with the momentum, or keep up with the struggle of always making sure you achieve your dream. I therefore find this approach to be very effective for everyone, but in this case for students in particular. If you want to remain motivated, you always need, first of all, to accept yourself. That is to say, you need to appreciate that if anything is to happen in your life, then it is you to make it happen and not anybody else. It is also important to understand that if you appreciate yourself, it gives you that power to see how much you have accomplished in life. And the more you think of accomplishment, the higher the chances are you will get some satisfaction, and the satisfaction will give you the motivation. So we can look at A as appreciation, we can look at A as accomplishment, we can look at A as an admiration of what you have done so far. The challenge is, majority of us most of the time think of the things that we don't have, and we forget that we have quite a lot that we are blessed with by our Creator. B, you need to believe in yourself. There is no way you can continue being strong if you doubt yourself. Even if sometimes things are not working, or things are hard, or things are difficult, but you need, as they say, to fake it until you make it. And therefore, it is very important for us to understand that we have to believe that whatever we set out to achieve in life, we will always achieve. You have to believe that you have what it takes to be whoever you want to be in your life. See, my dear viewers, sometimes there are many ways of doing things. You don't have to do the same thing every day in the same way. And therefore, C is creativity. As they say in psychology, creativity is the highest level of intelligence. There are so many ways of killing the rat. And for the students, if you are tired of reading with your eyes, that means looking direct into a book, you can read with your ears by listening to someone who knows what you're trying to learn. Or you can use your mouth by discussing it with someone else who is of your level, or better than your level, or even lower than your level. And ultimately, you will be reading using your tongue or using your mouth. So it's very important to understand. You have to find different ways of doing what you're doing to keep going without getting bored. D, it's very important to understand. Determination is the key to every success, and therefore you have to be determined. You have to make sure nothing stops you. You have to make sure nothing pulls you down. The moment you are out to achieve something, particularly the goal, your dream, your objective in life, you have to make sure nobody and nothing, no circumstance, no condition will stop you from going and achieving what you want to achieve. They say you have to be someone who goes for what he wants, not just wanting it, but going for it. And finally, I believe you will get it. So be determined. E, remember, you always need to look for good examples. These are role models. And then they also say, if you want to learn anything, learn from the expert, because the expert has already done what you are trying to do now. A book that will take you to read for a whole week or whole month, someone has already read it, and he will explain it to you in few hours. Therefore, it's very important when you want to learn from the expert. If you want to do something, look at what somebody else has done to succeed in doing what you're trying to do now. And in the process, you will also succeed. Again, F, you need to be fair to yourself. Being fair to yourself means there is time for everything. There's time to hard work and there's time to rest. The only thing you need to put into your mind is that you can't rest without doing your best. So try to do your best, but also take some rest, because that will help your mind and your body to rejuvenate, to recapitulate, to refresh, and finally you will get more energy to do more of what you want to do, and ultimately you will achieve more than your expectations. G, you have to keep going. And how do you keep going? You keep going if you celebrate your gainings. So G can be going and G can be gaining. That means anytime you are out to achieve something, don't stop, because if you stop, people will run over you. Sometimes even if you are on the right track, if you don't keep going, you might be knocked out of the track. Therefore, it's important to keep going. And to keep going, please always think of your gains, because the gains will give you the strength to continue going. H, remember, hard work is the key to every success. No matter how much we talk about success, no matter how much advice you get in terms of success, at the end of the day, what is important is for you to remember you have to do the actual work. You have to do the actual work. So hard work, the only way. They say the hard way, the only way. And by the way, when you remember what the hard work will bring in your life later on, then you become more motivated, because you're thinking of the good the hard work will bring in your life. I, you get interested, get more interested in what you do. They say when you love what you do, doing it becomes easy. When you're interested in what you're doing, you don't get tired of doing it, and you don't need someone to tell you to do it. So get interested. J, remember, if your target is very high and your height is very low, you got to jump. And when you jump, of course, that's the way you can reach your target. So do whatever you do in order to get what you want to get. Never give up. Always measure the speed you need in order to get that which you set out to get in your life. K, be more keen. When you're keen in getting something, when you're keen in finding something, when you're keen in accomplishing something, you will always keep going, keep moving, and you will always do whatever it takes in order to get that thing which you want to get. So be keen. Being keen means pay more attention, and you get the details. They say the details are the key to those who have better things than the other. The best are those who have more details than the others. L, when you remember the joy of learning, you will never stop learning, and therefore learn. And therefore, after learning, what do? You lean sometimes on the right shoulder. You look for a friend, you look for somebody who can push you, who can advise you, who can guide you. You look for someone who can inspire you, but you have to be looking around for those who are positive in order to share the positivity with you, and that will really keep you motivated. M, find meaning in what you're doing. Remember always, the purpose of living is living a purposeful life. When you know why you're doing what you're doing it becomes easy and you don't get tired of it. So find meaning in what you're doing. We human beings don't do things which are not meaningful to our lives. You must make sure, if you're learning as a student, for example, know why you're learning. Know what where learning will take you to. And always be neutral. Don't be selective. Don't be too much selective. Be neutral. Get along with everybody, so that you don't get angry with anyone, and you don't get disappointed with anyone, and you don't get stressed by anyone. Be neutral. That means consult everybody who you think can help you. And finally, the power of carrying on will always remain strong, and you will go very far. Or, my dear viewers, you have to be optimistic. When you know you definitely are going to become successful in what you're doing, then you will not get tired of doing it. The danger comes when you are 50-50. You're not very sure whether you're going to get it, you're going to make it, or you're not going to make it. P, you have to change your perception. Everything is about attitude. Your perception is very important what you're doing. If you think you are great, you always become great. Because most of the time, we become what we think we are. You are who you are because that's what you think you are. And we become who we become in life out of what we think most of the time about ourselves. Of course, don't forget also how we think about other people. So make sure your perception is right. The 3 P's are very important in life in terms of motivation: perception, participation, and patience. Of course, patience also goes with perseverance. Question everything, and that is the key. Question everything. Don't allow anything to pass you without questioning. If you're a student in class, always make sure you question the teacher. If you are reading a book, question the book. If you're observing someone, question that person. But that questioning gives you the curiosity to want to know more, to learn more, to find out more. Use your reasoning. We have a very beautiful gift that God gave us, and that is reasoning. Use it. Always reason. If you stop, what will happen? If you continue, what will be the benefit? Remember, we have to think with the end in mind, because at the end of the day, if you start something and you don't complete it, it's like you never started it. So use your reasoning. In another language, use your common sense. S. Remember, at the end of the day, sacrifice is the only key that will give you what you want tomorrow if you sacrifice today. So if you want to keep on motivating or motivated, remember to sacrifice. You give in your today, you will enjoy your tomorrow. T, time. Remember, as a student, you'll never remain young forever. And even as an ordinary person, remember one day, you will have no strength you have today. So you have to catch up. You have to use what you have now to get what you want later. If you waste your time now, there will be no more time for you later. Do it and do it right now. You, my dear viewers, you need to understand who you are, your potentialities, your abilities, your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Understanding yourself is the key to every success. Of course, you should also understand that you are also a beautiful creation from your Creator. You should also understand you are a beautiful child of your parents. You should also understand you are a beautiful member of your family. You're a beautiful member of your society. And therefore, don't waste yourself. Keep on moving. Keep on going. At the end of the day, that energy, that strength, that enthusiasm, that excitement, it will always keep burning, and you will go very, very far. V, remember, your value is very important. You should know. The more you learn, the more valuable you become in life. The more you work hard, the more you succeed, the more value you add in your life. We are not paid for who we are. We are paid for what we take to the market. And therefore, remember, people see other people in terms of values, what you have and what others don't have, what you're capable of doing, what others are not capable of doing, what you are, who you are, and that is what makes people see you. That is what they call the personal image. And you must always struggle to improve that image, and that is adding value on yourself. W, remember, even if it's difficult now, it's hard now, at the end of the day, it will be worth it. If it is knowledge, if it is business, if it is anything. Today, you might be struggling. Today, things might not be very well. Today, things might not be going the way you want them to go. But with time, you will discover it was worth it, the struggle. It was worth it, the efforts. X, my dear viewer, it is only on the extra mile that is where there is no traffic jam. If you want to be an extraordinary person, you have to do the extra thing. So if you don't want to remain an ordinary person, then you have to do that extra thing, and ultimately you will be an extraordinary person. And therefore, if you want more, you have to give more. Therefore, yearn always for more. If you keep on yearning for more, you will never get tired of working. You'll never get tired of studying, and you'll never get tired of struggling. So yearn for more, and in the process you will get more, and you will remain motivated. And zeal, take advantage of your zeal. Never stop until you reach your zenith. And at the end of the day, you will always remain motivated, you will always remain stronger, and you will never give up. Because the challenge we have today is not beginning, but the challenge of ending. It is not the challenge of starting, it's the challenge of finishing. We are always judged by how we end what we start. We're not judged by the start. As Stephen Covey says, we must always think with the end in mind. What makes us is our end, not our beginning. The beginning can be very bad, but if the end is good, the beginning will always be forgotten, even if it's bad. So you have to make sure you don't give up. When you start, be on your way until you reach your destination. Before I finish, I want to give you a very simple formula. Remember, I, your intention, plus A, your action, will always take you to your D, and that is your destination. So keep going, and may God help you. Until next time, thank you very much.